frustrating. And you can see with the whole world, again, not enough the regular problems in life, but the whole world against us. Who did last year in Simple Torah? What did we do? We wanted to dance with the Torah. We want to have a good time. Did anybody invite terrorists to come in and to kill 1,200 people? And now with the war going up on north, who bothered Hezbollah? Who bothered Iran? Who did anything to them? Nobody did anything to them. Let us dance with the Torah. Let us learn Torah. Let us have a Shabbat meal with the grandkids. Okay, and here they start. And now that we defend ourselves, all this kind of stuff that even massacre and genocide. We call massacre and genocide. This is such hypocrisy that what the USA did in Afghanistan and what they did in Iraq. There was a 7-to-1 kill ratio between citizens and terrorists. And in Israel, as difficult as it is, 2-to-1. 2-to-1, that's not genocide. So if we're a good genocide, then the U.S. has done it 3.5 times much more. And this is, you see, the broken heart. It's a broken heart. That not that we need, that gives more of a broken heart, is that people are more worried about, leaders more worried about being politically correct with Biden and Blinken than with the Shem. With the Shem, that is more pain. So you look around, they have enemies from the outside, enemies from within, and you feel like you see what King David will tell, like you see like a lone bird on a roof. So King David is pouring out his prayer, and as I said at the beginning of our learning of Psalms together, everything we are experiencing, King David experienced. He's been there, he's done that. So in verse 1, Tfilah le'ani ki yatov lifnei Hashem yishpoch sicho. A poor man's prayer on the verge of collapse. Doesn't feel like it could go on anymore. When he pours his heart out to Hashem. Hashem shimaha tfilasi v'shavasi elecha tovo. Verse 2, Hashem, hear my prayer and let my anguish reach you. Don't turn me away. In verse 3, Al tahastel panecha mimeni. Don't hide your countenance from me. From the day of my distress, listen to my prayer on the day that I call you. Answer me right away. This is no time. No, this is not no formal request that you give a request to the board of directors. No, Hashem, I'm in big trouble. I feel like I'm sinking. I feel like I can't go on anymore. And this is the way you got to talk to Hashem. This way you feel. Talk to Hashem. Tell about it. No, it's not okay. Don't be politically correct. And this plastic, politically acceptable social smile. No, from the heart. Go out and talk to Hashem. Forget about that. Forget about people. Forget about we have to be with people. We have to be with people. But we have the time to be alone with the King. Take time to be alone with the King. That's what all Elul is about. Elul, when the king is in the field, Lubavitcher Rebbe told us. The king is in the field. The king is on Tishrei. In another week, in another week and a half, the Shem is going to be on the throne. It's not so accessible to reach the king on the throne when the king is out there in the field right by you. He's in Joburg. He's out there in Idaho. He's out there in California. He's in Midlands, up in the hills, in the sheep pasture. He's right there to speak to you where you are. Okay, talk to him right now. And so in verse 5, in verse 5, look how King David's talking. For my days have gone up in smoke, and my bones are as dry as if they were burned in a furnace. So he describes his life, his whole life struggle, his whole life war, his whole life fighting enemies, his whole life, and does not much. He's got enemies from within, enemy without. His sons revolt against him. His father-in-law tries to kill him. He doesn't have such great shalom bayit with his wife Michal, that to say the least. And she's punished because of that. She doesn't get children because of that. And his closest advisors, Achitopel, double crosses him. That can't believe we're not even talking about the enemies outside the borders. This is within the borders. Oh wow! So this King David is described. He said, "Days have gone up in smoke." What have he done? Oh, he's done plenty. He's done plenty, but he looks at himself as if he's done nothing, and he describes himself. Look how he describes himself. What the King David teaches us to pour out. He says in verse 1, this is how to outpour our soul, to Hashem. He says in verse 5, my heart is withered as dry grass, and I'm emaciated from not eating. Sometimes you're so, it's this crushing sadness. It it crushes a person's digestive tract and can't even eat. Can't even eat.